Hey there, mystical souls. How is everyone tonight? Welcome. I'm hoping that everybody is settling into this eclipse energy. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for these live astrology readings. If you are new here, my name is Patricia Tate. I combined Western, traditional, and evolutionary astrology in order to help you connect more deeply with your soul's path. I am so grateful for all of you showing up here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and for sharing this space with me, because your support means everything. So I'm really excited about tonight's live session because I want to talk about the energy that we've had from the past couple days, and that how we're moving towards it's a major shift. It's an energy that is like waves bringing us in because we have this full moon eclipse. And so a quick note, if you are ready to dive deeper, you can always book a private one-on-one session at Willow Grace Astrology. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can join me at my Patreon, where I offer 2 lives. We share, I post pretty much every single day. I do have a 1-week free trial if you'd like to jump in on that. My first live for this month is going to be this Sunday. And if you are ready for a personal reading tonight, please join us in the queue. There is a QR code. The QR code is not up here, but the link is down below. You need your exact date, time, and location of your birth. And so I'm ready to dive in. I want to talk a little bit about today's energy, which is Mercury square Uranus. And then on September 4th, we're going to have Mars squaring off with Jupiter. Both of these are leading up to the Pisces full moon and the energy that it brings. So today, Mercury square Uranus. This is a passing transit that happens and is only over a few days, but squares are always these tense points. They always push us to think outside the box, to shift, to pivot. Uranus is unexpected shocks, surprises, and revelations. So everybody is going through some kind of an aha moment, and it can go one of 2 ways. What are you going to do with the information? And then we have, moving on, Mars, that'll be on September 4th. So in a few more days, then Mars is going to square off with Jupiter. I do have videos for these for each of the rising signs if you'd like to dive into that. But Mars is our passion, our drive, our action. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance and gift. And so when these two head off together, Mars wants to initiate and Jupiter wants to expand everything. So sometimes it can be an all or nothing or too much of a good thing. And then we're having this Piscean full moon eclipse. This is a full moon on steroids. Now, with every eclipse, the energy, it's not necessarily on that day. It's the 4 to 6 weeks that lead up to it. So if you think back to these themes that are manifesting in your life, there's this opportunity for this Piscean energy, because Pisces wants to dissolve. It wants you to release these old patterns of martyrdom and confusion or escape, things that we do to escape or escapism. And so the growth lies in choosing faith over fear. It's about compassion over victimhood and healing over illusion, because the sun is in the sign of Virgo and the full moon is in the sign of Pisces. And so it literally opens up this doorway to a new spiritual connection that we can have with other people, places, and things. And as we release, as we let go, we're able to reconnect with people who share our same values, who honor our sensitivity, and who support our authentic path. So eclipses are not meant to, it's not meant to be difficult in the way of harm, but it's about a force of a release, a force of, you have to let go of this area. I think of it as you're in a boat, you're on the beach, and a riptide pulls you out, and it takes you from this island to another, and you can't get back to the old. Eclipses are course correctors, and they align us with our life path, our direction. And this one will be illuminating more things about each one of us and opening up for opportunities in order to align with our higher self. So let's take a look at what the planets have in store tonight. And I want to check in the queue, see how everybody's doing. I'd love to know if you have your sun, moon, and rising, like where you are, what's going on. I am currently in the great state of Ohio, and I plan on leaving in a week, heading on back down to Florida for a little while, the Sunshine State. And so enjoying the space that I'm in, but knowing that this energy is leading up to a lot of chaos. All right, so how is everybody in the queue? Oh, okay. It's pretty quiet tonight, but that's okay. So let's dive in with a chart. Hold on. I'm going to pull up, goodness gracious here. I want to pull up Emily first. So first off, thank you, Emily, for being here, for trusting me. And I want to go back to your questions and comments. Let me see here. There we go. Transition over. All right. So you had talked about, your question was the last eclipse series and this energy and why it felt so different. This eclipse is going to be the North Node. The moon is going to be here soon in a few more days. This will happen on Sunday, but this is the energy that's leading up to it. The North Node, the direction in which you're supposed to be leaning into. Piscean energy of surrendering of the ego, becoming a vessel for divine flow. That's your direction. The releasing, the letting go is perfectionism. Virgo energy is letting go of criticism of yourself and of others, letting go of anxiety, letting go of self-neglect. And so how do we unify this? How do we bring this in balance? Because Pisces, it's the dreamer, it's the healer, and the goal is always to bring healing and unity by dissolving boundaries and for you to embody compassion. Now you have Jupiter, so it's going to be activating this area, expanding this. The eighth house for you represents where you are intimately connected with people, places, and things. So this could be family members, and this could be business partners, significant others. The eighth house brings in topics that have to do with where you have these deep bonding experiences. And it has to do with retirement and money and savings and resources. It's also birth, death, and rebirth, the transformation of moving towards healing by seeing these things and saying, I have to focus on this. Now, you did talk about seeing someone and speaking to someone, which is absolutely, totally in line, the energy that's leading you up to this. You have your transiting Jupiter in a harmonious trine. Like, it can't get any better than this. Your transiting Jupiter is in your 12th house, which represents your dreams, your intuition, mystical experiences. It's your personal unconscious. It's how can I clear out, how can I face my fears? How can I look at my shadow self? How can I clear my karmic debts? The 12th house is where we put things on repeat, either what other people say to us or that we believe, or it's passed down from generation to generation or past lives. It's literally all of this together. Now, the 12th house can be this amazing house that says, I want to tap into what the universe is saying. That means dreams, ancestors, spirit guides, the messages from divine. The other part that can happen in this house is, how do I heal and how do I renew? How do I break these chains that are holding you back? This transit is meant to be leading you up to this. This is bringing in, I want to not just heal myself, but when I heal me, I heal the future generations that come after me. I heal my past lives. I heal my family lineage, because the 12th house is our house of undoing, the self undoing. It is the private part of our inner world. It's secrets. It's the private part that we don't share with anybody. Now, Jupiter is saying, let's get it all out. Let's empty this. Let's lay it all on the table. Let's look at like the 12th house is addiction, affliction, hospitalizations. It's spiritual retreats. It's where we retreat to sit and identify the things that hold us back. And so with you already talking to someone, already in the flow of I, Emily, am going to release and let go. I'm going to surrender. And part of it is surrender of ego, because when we let go, we let the energy flow. And that's what this energy is about. It's bringing you this full moon, this culmination. I would expect to see like an aha moment of, I get it. I see where this has been a pattern in my life. I see where this has been a pattern in my family's life, maybe through the female lineage or past lives. I also believe that your dreams are going to be very active. This is going to be a time when you are going to be able to sit and feel it and allow the energy to flow, allow the dreams to happen, allow the tears. This Jupiter literally rips off the bandage and says right here, and get it all out. Now, with the 8th house, it's how do I transform? How do I heal after loss? And it also looks at fear, power dynamics. The 8th house brings in who has control, you or somebody else. Where have you given up control? Where has somebody taken it away from you? How do you regain control? How do you not work from a space of fear or lack? The 8th house is where you look at your private affairs, your actions, and then how do you heal from that? How do you work from that? How do you let go? Knowing that there can be this opportunity for you to become the vessel for divine flow. It's just you surrendering and letting go. I absolutely love all of this for you. I am circling around here and saying, like looking to say, all right, what else can I add to this? Knowing that, yes, this is in a trine here, it's also in a sextile for your 2nd house. A sextile is 2 signs over. It means I have to work a little bit for that. And so in the sign of Virgo, Virgo is self-care, mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, nurturing and caring for yourself. And it's also looking at you knowing that where can you serve with love instead of fixing everything with fear. And so your 2nd house is the house of what do I need in order to feel secure, to feel safe. And it's not just about money. The 2nd house brings in mental, emotional, and spiritual resources. It's you looking at everything in your life and saying, what do I have to be happy and fortunate about? And what can I do to support myself? Because Virgo is the giver, and this is taking time to make sure that you're nurturing and giving to yourself, filling up your own cup before you fill up the cup of others. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I am loving this opportunity for you. I will say that there can be some very emotional moments as it gets closer. I would think, I look at it as cathartic crying, a release, a let go, a surrender of your tears, of the feelings. Pisces is the connection to the divine. So I'm loving all of that for you. All right. I'm going to look at the question one more time just to make sure that, hold on. Oh, I did not see the second half of your question. I'm so sorry. Thank goodness my husband, for some reason, my cell phone cut off the bottom half. So let me take a quick look. I'm good that you've started processing. Okay, the buried emotions is the 8th house. Avoid attachment. Okay, remember that attachment is the 8th house. The 8th house is fear of who has control, do I have control, how do I let go? And this is not only this is control of every relationship, every investment, either financially, emotionally, or spiritually that you have with other people. I know it's been terrifying, but I'm so glad that you are literally letting this go. And I would expect more epiphanies. Since it started 3 weeks ago, I would definitely expect more epiphanies. I want to add in here about Mars and Jupiter, because this is going to add into the story. I'm going to circle. Mars is going to be in a square with Jupiter. So know that this is where you're leading up to with the eclipse. Mars is literally sitting on top of your south node. Mars wants to cut, sever, remove. It's about action, passion, and desire. And your south node is, what do I have to let go? In the sign of Libra is the tendencies of creating peace through outer balance. It's Libra is the scales, and you always giving, and it's about, am I giving away too much? How do I release this? How do I let go of this? The sign of Libra really wants sacred union. It wants justice. It wants fairness. It wants equity. And the third house is the way that you communicate and share your ideas with others. I look at this as, are you finding your voice? Because the third house is not only how you talk and share with other people, it's you self-talk. It's what you say in your head that nobody else hears. This will be in a square with Jupiter. It's going to magnify over the next couple of days, and it will say, when a square comes, when two areas are not in alignment, and one says, we have to focus on this, we have to change this, we have to evolve this. Emily, I'm looking at this and saying, the universe is setting you up for healing. You're going to have to find your voice. This is going to be you. The shadow side of this is people pleasing. It's superficial charm. It's conflict avoidance. It's indecision. And Mars wants to cut, sever, and remove. And Jupiter in your 12th house is saying, we need to bring all of these topics to the surface. Where have you silenced your voice in order to not have conflict with other people? The third house revolves around topics of neighbors and siblings and cousins and all these people that you have connections with on a daily basis. It's also email, phone, text. It's how you talk and share and bring in information through gossip or email, and saying, I need to be true to myself. I look at this as an opportunity to say mental health is a positive thing. It's a form of self-care, and that we have to be able to not be afraid of those secrets. Now, who you share this with is, I'm not saying broadcast things from the rooftop, but this is definitely you putting in healthy boundaries with people who have abused your kindness, or asked you to, or you have given willingly to honor them instead of finding conflict avoidance. This is about you finding your voice and saying, no, I'm going to speak up over this. This has bothered me for a while now. And so instead of imploding or exploding, I'm going to bring it to the surface because I cannot let this go on. And so I'm hoping that this answers all of your questions. I'm going to look in the queue and see. Let's see, Emily. I'm hoping all of this, I don't know if you can give me a thumbs up. I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I love the idea of Mars on your south node because it's going to want to cut and sever. It wants soulful negotiation. It wants integration of opposites, and it wants a mirror of yourself. And so, yes, I'm hoping I'm hoping that you lean into everything that you're doing, knowing that as the days get closer to the actual eclipse, you are putting things in place for you to have a healthy outlet. And Jupiter always softens the blow. Always. If Jupiter sits in our, Jupiter takes all the asteroids so that they don't hit Earth. Jupiter softens and makes everything that could be difficult not as difficult. And so this is an opportunity to grow and expand and evolve in a healthy way. All right, Emily, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. All righty, let me see who is next in the queue.
Monica goes by Moni.
All right, Moni, first off, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you trusting me, which I should have said that with Emily. Emily, I always like to start off with thank you for trusting me, because this is sacred space. When you share your birth information with someone, you are saying, this is going on in my life. I don't know exactly what it is, but could you, it's like reading a foreign language, and explain it to me in a little bit better, that makes a little bit more sense. And so for that, Emily, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. And Monica, thank you for trusting me. So let's take a look. All right, so Moni, great. I'm so glad that you are here. All right, so you said no questions, which I totally love, because then it lets me go round robin around your chart. First off, this is a lot of Scorpio energy, a lot. I embrace and love Scorpio energy. Not only do you have your sun in Scorpio, but you have your Venus there. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. And in the sign of Scorpio, it's like total consumption. Like when you like or love somebody or something, it's wanting to know everything about them. And then Pluto is naturally comfortable in Scorpio, but Pluto is also a trauma signature in everybody's chart. So we know that with this Scorpio energy, the way that I'm going to be blunt, because you have Scorpio energy, and I know that you can embrace this. As a Scorpio, you expect nothing but the truth, and you want 100% honesty. And with that, you have this uncanny ability to literally see into people's souls. Like when you look at them, you're not just looking into their eyes. That's why you don't like sunglasses and things on people's faces. And you don't like it when people hide their face, because what are they hiding? You're literally looking into their soul. That's your gift. That's your talent. That is, you are able to read them, because people lie and energy doesn't. And this is what keeps you safe and secure. The opposite is you learn your lessons through sacred transformation, about facing the shadow. You know that that in order for two people, places, and things to come together, it has to be a total connection, a merging of souls. This is accepting somebody for their real, raw truth. And so Pluto and Venus flanking your sun is a lot. It's you being a magnet, drawing people in or totally repelling them. I totally appreciate that, because it thins the herd for people that you work with, share space with. It's in your third house of communication. That being said, okay, I'm going to walk away from that, and I'm going to talk about you as a Virgo rising. As a Virgo rising, Mercury stations retrograde 3 times a year. Mercury is your chart ruler. Mercury rules over not only who you are, but also your job, your career, your reputation, your legacy. Now, this energy is, whenever Mercury stations retrograde, it's I have to go back, rethink, review, revise, revamp, refurbish wherever Mercury is at. Knowing that, you are also having this eclipse in your partnership sector with the sun in your first house of self. So if we went back a year and said, hey, Monica, what is really going on in your life? There have been a lot of changes. Everything about who you are is evolving. And think of it as you are the snake. Scorpio is the snake. It is when I have outgrown the skin I'm in, I have to shed my skin. And oftentimes it can be a little painful, but it's worth it in the end. And so you are growing, changing, and evolving who you are. The first house is the house of identity. It's what you want to launch. It's your business card, your website. It's who you present. Now, this eclipse is about losing, letting go, releasing. You are having this eclipse in your 7th house of partnerships. This Piscean energy it's compassion, it's dreams, it's intuition. It's about soul healing and you learning to surrender your ego to become connected with someone who is in the divine flow. I color code all of my charts, so hopefully this will make sense. You are a lot of water. Blue is water. This eclipse is in a trine with your water, with who you are. This eclipse is going to happen at around the degrees of 18. Your sun is at 20. So this is really propelling you. It's bringing everybody that you're in contact with. The 7th house represents love, contractual relationships, best friends, significant others, clients, open enemies, exes. It literally represents everybody in your life and having all of these brand new contracts with each one of these people because it's seeing things. You can't unring the bell. Once you see something about somebody, you are either pulled in closer or pushing it away. Because this is a full moon, think of it as a full moon on steroids. It reveals things that were once hidden, and now we have the whole picture. Now we can see things. And so this full moon, it can be a lot of emotional overwhelm. It can be, I want to escape. And what does escape look like? I don't want to have to see it. I don't want to have to go there. It's Pisces is illusion and sometimes victimhood. And knowing as a Scorpio, all of your life lessons are always at the expense of learning through somebody else's actions. Meaning, can I trust this friend? How much do I trust this friend? And the friendship has to be earned over time. It's just not something that's given with you. Scorpio energy is different than the rest. And you don't understand how somebody could willy-nilly just be best friends with somebody else. It doesn't work that way. Yours are these karmic connections. You want to be able to trust people that are within your sphere. And if not trust, you want to exactly know what makes them tick, what's going on with them. Having the sun in your first house of identity is in a harmonious aspect to say, I need to work on the way that I communicate, how I say things. Maybe I shouldn't be so quick and abrupt with Scorpios, they get straight to the point. Okay, I have Scorpio energy in my chart. And so I use the words Willow, grace, in order to remind me to say everything with grace, because not everybody can handle 100% of the truth. Sometimes the truth has to be sugar-coated. And so I'm encouraging you that while you're moving towards this eclipse, that while you are talking and sharing and connecting with other people, some people might need the way you communicate with them to be sugar-coated. And they are going to be revealing their true selves to you. And some people, they just like secrets. They like to have their private life private. And I know that that's not what you want, but I'm letting you know that sometimes you have to allow them that grace. You are getting ready to have this Jupiter return. It'll happen next summer. Jupiter goes into a house for a year and expands it. So right now we know your 11th house themes of bringing people into your life. This means people that you can work with on teams or groups or networks or affiliations that you want to collaborate with. It's also the house of where I do volunteer work, like at the Rape Crisis Center or the homeless shelter, or where you want to support others for a bigger cause. And so Jupiter is bringing you into connection with these people. This is also going to be, this is in a water sign also. So we know that whoever, whatever is being removed from your life, it's to clear up space for more, for new, for real, and for authentic. So I'm going to check the queue to see how you are doing. And Moni, let's see. Hold on. Oh, for crying out loud, I'm writing on it. So sorry. Hold on. All right, Moni. Okay, so glad that you're here. Okay, I do not see any other comments, so I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Oh, I'm going to add one more thing. I'm so sorry. I just saw this. You have transiting Pluto sitting on top of your North Node. This is huge. Pluto's going to be in your 6th house of your daily health, you connecting mind, body, spirit in order to align with your soul's evolution. Pluto sitting on top of your North Node says, I have to think outside the box. If I do things and I put myself on autopilot, there will never be any growth or change or evolution. The 6th house is not only how I care for myself, but it's alternative health care and healing practices and modalities like tapping or sound bowls or chiropractor or a sound bath. It's you saying, I need to nurture and care for my body. And then I can share this wisdom with others. I can support other people. But Pluto here is really saying your health, all types of your day-to-day habits are a huge factor in your life right now. So, and it's releasing, fears. It's releasing, like the 12th house is all about it's the broken record. And so it's focusing in on, seeking out a mentor, seeking out a guide, any of those themes. So Monica, I thank you. Okay, all resonates. Okay, I'm sending you a big fat hug. Thank you, Monica. You have an amazing night, and thanks. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Hey, Stephanie. Thank you for being here. Oh. Oh my gosh. Stephanie. We spoke before the unfinished business with the ex financial. This could be the first exit. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up your chart. I need the birth date. Hold on, let me see if I saved it. I usually don't save it unless I ask permission first.
8/23/72.
Okay. Great. Okay. Let's do it again. I'm going to do a new chart. Thanks, Stephanie. Okay, so what did you say? 8 what?
8/23/72.
Alrighty. Hold, and then the time. Okay, I got it. Mother. Did I spell it wrong? Sorry, Stephanie. It's not coming. Oh, there we go. I found it. Okay, Stephanie. Okay, and then the question. We spoke before, unfinished business with X. Could this be the first X and not a he, most recent X? Okay, let's talk about that in the chart because hold on, here we go. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks. Okay, everything is coming back to me. So it's always good to know about like a first X and a second X. So our first partner in life is the 7th house. The second partner is the 9th house. And so I think that you were asking about like, Jake, I need to see the question one more time just to make sure that I'm 100% correct on what you're asking me. And I appreciate your patience on this, Stephanie, because I want to be able to get this right. All right. So I do remember speaking unfinished business. Oh my gosh, I remember. Could this be the first X and not the... Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this because now it's all coming back to me. Because we have the friend in common of Norm, if I have this correct. So the 7th house represents your first partner. The 9th house represents your second partner. I don't think I knew about a first partner. And so Pluto here in your 7th house, okay, I do. We're on the right track. The Pluto in your 7th house will be transforming people, places, like partnerships in your life, but I believe it has to do with your first. So I want to go into this just a little bit more. You are going to have this eclipse right here. And I want to talk to you all. Oh, goodness gracious. You have Mercury sitting right on top of your moon. I forgot your moon was at 0 degrees. Okay, Mercury rules Virgo. And so Mercury, thoughts, ideas, communication. And then it was in this square aspect with Uranus. It's not only today, but this will be tomorrow also. Mercury and your sun in your 2nd house revolves around topics that have to do with your money, your cash, your property, your talents, your resources, your skill set, your job, your property, your financial condition. Mercury is in a square with your 11th house. This has to do with groups and clubs and organizations and something shocking, something coming up, aha information, and it can go one of two ways. It's how you deal with that information. You can look at the income of information and say, well, I'm so glad I found this out, or I don't know what to do with this, like anger and frustration. Uranus is shock and surprise. The goal of it is about freedom and liberation, and it's about changing for the future. Mercury, the way you do things, the way you share things, ideas. Mercury is the ruler of your 2nd house. So we know that this has to do with you and your movable property. This has to do with your talents, your skill set. It's security. Now, knowing that this is happening first, and then this is going to be happening next. Mars, and Mars is sitting on top of your Uranus. I'm hoping it's not like getting too muddy that you can't see it all here. But Mars wants to cut, sever, remove. Uranus is the shock, surprise. I didn't see it coming. It's intellect, insight. It's being eccentric. Uranus is awakening of your consciousness through personal authenticity. And Mars says we're going to have to cut some things, the way that we're talking to other people and the self-talk to ourselves. This could be it's in the sign of Libra. Are you being too kind to everybody and not focusing on like what your wants and needs and desires are, just giving in because it's the easier of the two? Mars is going to it's going to square with Jupiter. Jupiter wants to expand and it wants to rid and release. The 12th house is the house of secrets. It's the house of hidden agendas. It's the house of hidden enemies. It's I didn't know that those things were going on. It's affliction. It brings to the surface your intuition, like your spidey senses being on fire. And so Mars here is saying, look, I'm going to solve this problem in a unique way, and it's going to be with my words, and I don't want to have to repeat myself. Aquarius energy is about a spiritual rebellion. It is unity through your own individuality. But in Libra, it's always trying to be the peacekeeper, always saying, I'm going to walk away, and it's okay if I leave all this behind. I'm going to start fresh. It's okay. No, it's not. You deserve half of whatever you have. You deserve you deserve. And in the sign of Libra is sometimes martyrdom, or wanting to not have to deal with it. Just saying, I just want to surrender it. I just want to give it up. And these transits are going to say, no, stand in your power, stand in your divinity, and draw back your power, your energy, and call back the money, the resources, and your own power. Bring things back to you. That being said, I'm going to clear all this so you can now see it. You're going to have this eclipse here and here. Now, Piscean energy. Piscean energy wants to it wants to love, it wants to connect, it wants to blur, it can be foggy, it wants universal love. Why can't we all be friends? And it's in the house of where you are connected to other people that you trusted. The 8th house is the house of power, fear, who has the power, who doesn't, where have I given it away. It's the house of contractual relationships with a business partner, because like, is there power within this, the dynamics that go on here. The message of this is, where can I let go and trust the divine current of where it's sending me? But the 8th house is saying, I need to focus on all of these people, places, and things that I'm invested in financially, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, psychologically. The 8th house brings in topics of alimony, child support, debt, taxes, wills, the things that we don't like to talk about. And so fear comes up, and fear of your connection with someone, or what power do they hold over you, and have you given away that power? Did they take that power? Forgiveness of self, of I gave it away because I didn't know any better. Know better, do better, move forward. It's about self-forgiveness. It's also about healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not just physical boundaries. Oftentimes they're also energetic boundaries. This is going to be a call to you to look at the people that you have had in your life, the partners, the 7th house, first partners, and the 9th house, the second partner, within your life, and knowing that all of these are going to be transformative opportunities, transformative challenges, but also looking at it as, how can I reflect my what I want to do? I want to bring these people. I want to be I want to be in a partnership. I want to be in a relationship. Piscean energy is, you're red, I'm blue, let's make purple. And who can be in my life? And who do I need to shut the door with? Full moons are releases, letting go. And so I believe that there will be a letting go of something that has to do with shared resources, or money, or partnerships, or the 8th house is literally like a business partner, a significant other. It's where you are connected with somebody, and there's these energetic ties. They're not always like physical. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense, Stephanie. Like, let me look in the queue and see how you're doing. All right. I don't see, I know that you're in the queue, and I know that this is a lot to process. And so I'm hoping all of this makes sense. This week is a pivotal week. It started yesterday with Mercury sitting on top of your sun. It's good. It's making sense. Okay. Just know that this is leading up to a lot of changes that are going to happen with you. Mercury being at 0 and squaring off with Uranus is, I am on autopilot with the way that I communicate, the things that I do. I see a repeating pattern. Now, how can I change it, shift it, alter it so that I don't do this again? And it says, let's look at the difficult things that have happened as a blessing in disguise, and say, how can I transform from this? How can I grow, change, and evolve? And Uranus will have you thinking outside the box. Like, Uranus is like, and it could be through friends, networks, social groups, and clubs and organizations. It's new hopes, dreams, and goals, and pushing forth with your agenda, making sure that you are focusing on yourself and not others. All right, Stephanie, I'm sending you big hugs, and thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Thank you. Kristen. Great. Thanks, Kristen, for being here and for trusting me. Oh my gosh, a Christmas baby. I love this. Although not always easy. My mom was that also, you know. You were the gift. Okay. Let me take a look. All right. Okay, Kristen, let's have a little look at what's going on with you. First off, I'm going to bring up your chart and just look at it alone. Yay! I'm so glad that you're here, Kristen. Okay, so what do I see? Oh, you're having a nodal opposition. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, before I talk about that, let's just talk about, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but I'm just going to dip into that for just a hot second. If we look at what you have come here to do, a south node in the sign of Virgo often means slavery. It means indentured servant. It means lady of the night, and you had to rely on your wits and your mind, your body, that there was nothing else, that you lost everything in another lifetime, and it was visible, and like, because it's the top of your chart, it's the focus of where I've gone, and in this, and it's like we have this a releasing of. First off, I should have said, do you believe in past lives? So, if you do not, we're going to look at this as a pattern from parents to grandparents to great-grandparents. So I'm going to back up and say a south node in Pisces is watery, it's intuitive, it's letting go, it's a releasing of losing yourself in somebody, losing yourself, and losing your home. The south node in the 4th house is lost home, lost family, lost traditions, like everything was lost. What opposes it is Pluto. Pluto is death and transformation. There was major death. There was major transformation. So I would say like a whole family, a whole a group, all wiped out and nothing left. And in this lifetime, You, Kristen, should be focused on your job, your career, your reputation, and your skill set, your talents. The opposite of healing in the sign of Virgo is of giving of everything. It's of slavery. It's of the indentured servant. It's of I give, and then I don't focus on myself. What you have, I don't think you can see it here, but I'm going to draw this all together. You have this beautiful kite. Now, a kite is a trine, so we have all three of these in water signs working together, pulling from your past and saying, hey, let's do this. Let's move towards this. This is going to be hard. This is going to be a transformation, but this is the bottom of the kite. This is what anchors us. Your past anchors you into what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, moving forward, moving towards this Virgo energy of precision and service and care and bringing in mind, body, spirit in alignment, improvement, efficiency, your reputation, job, career, legacy, the path that you want to leave. Now, all of this is you honoring the divine through sacred order. You looking at where can I serve with love instead of fixing everything. Well, Pisces says I have to surrender. I have to let go. So knowing that you have this kite, absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love this. This will always be the anchor, and it will bring in transformation, and it'll bring in dreams. It'll bring in healing. Because whenever you fix anything with your past, you fix it through deep transformation of where you are investing into people, places, and things, and your 12th house of self-sabotage and your own personal unconscious. Knowing this, let me pull up your chart now and show you a bi-wheel where we layer the energy together. So, Kristen, let's take a look at... There you go. Okay, I'm glad I can go with it. I'm glad you're following me. Okay, knowing this is called a nodal opposition. This means... it happens once every 9 years. A nodal return happens in 18 years.
That's also part of her question.
Oh, study struggles, a new job, going to apply to another position, a partner struggles. Oh yeah, it's going to be happening. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely going to be happening. Having these nodes, a nodal opposition is it's an 18-month transit that happens in between a nodal return. A nodal return is where the nodes come back, and it's 18 years. And then so in 9 years, you say, I'm going to look back at the last 9 years of my life and see what's going on. And the south node at the top of your chart means you're going to be releasing and letting go of something that has to do with career, job, reputation, legacy. Sometimes it means retire. Sometimes it means fire. Sometimes it means quit and move on to something else. The north node in the 4th house often means move. It means somebody coming into your home. It means a leave of a home, an expansion of your home. The 4th house has to do with your family. It has to do with your living situation, your personal life, your traditions, and you saying, this is what I'm going to focus on. Having the sun in your 10th house, the full moon could be releasing some things. This could have to do with finding the balance between your home and your career, but it could also mean I'm going to be leaving something that has to do with my job, my career, my home. Like both of these areas are, they are shifting and changing. What's leading up to it? I'm going to add another layer to this. Mercury just moved into your career sector. Mercury's very happy here. Mercury also rules over partnerships. Mercury is in a square, a right angle. So like if you look at this is a 90-degree angle. It means they're uncomfortable. Uranus is in your partnership sector. All partnerships. You are asking for a shift within love, contractual relationships, business partners, significant others, clients, exes, open enemies, contracts, negotiations. There will be this shift or this change. Aquarius energy is about it's disruption, it's revolutionary, it's looking at this and saying, I need to have an awakening. I need to have this collective consciousness through personal authenticity with the people that are in my life. And so the way that you're communicating it and those people in your life, it's showing up through conversations. It's kind of like the Pandora's box is open and you cannot unsee it. Now you can use this, it can go in a positive way. Like somebody could surprise you and you could say, I didn't know this about you. This is great. Or this could be, I cannot unhear that. And then it causes an opportunity to shift, change, or open up these conversations about what is releasing and what is letting go. Knowing, remember that this is the kite. The kite is, I'm going to draw this again. The kite is all of this pointing together to say we need to be focused on this. And so when Mercury squares this, it will shift away many people in your life, and it will also bring in unique, unusual, forward thinking people, like genius. Having Uranus here is a true social awakening of your relationships, your relationship dynamics that you have with other people. I want to add in, okay, I know it's kind of cluttered here, so I'm going to get rid of everything. I want to add in one more thing. You're going to have Mars, and it's going to square off with Jupiter. So as the rest of this week goes, Mars is in Libra. Libra wants balance. It wants these scales. And the 11th house is your dreams, your goals, your hopes, your wishes, your forward momentum. Mars here says, girlfriend, we have to go after this. We have to initiate this. The 11th house is your social circles. It's your aspirations, your organizations of what do you belong to in order to further yourself, or these groups that you want to be part of, to like a humanitarian effort. It's in a square with Jupiter. Jupiter is expanding the 8th house of fears, control. Who has the control? Lack of control. These dynamics between relationship topics that we just don't discuss. All of these things are all going on at the same time. You're not going crazy. You are going through a realignment. A nodal opposition. This is when these two horseshoes, they go through. Think of it as you and I are going down the road, and I'm saying, Kristen, what are we going to take with us? And we're going pretty fast, and you're telling me about your life, and you're like, yeah, I want to take that with me. And by the time you have thought about it, we've already passed it. I'm like, well, okay, we can't stop, keep going. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to slow down for this. I'm like, do you want to take this with us? Do you put it in the trunk? Do you put it in the back seat? Or do you want to put it in front of you? This is you going through the last year of your life, and you have 6 more months of this, of moving forward and saying, what do I want to focus on? The big window in front of me, not the small rearview mirror. People, places, and things. Who am I leaving behind? Intentionally, accidentally? The eclipses will force an eclipse. Remember that they are squaring. This is a square of you and partnerships. And Jupiter is your chart ruler. And Jupiter wants abundance. And there's a lot of, when one area of your life is changing, your whole life will change. If something changes at home, partnership will change, job will change, you will change. If something happens with you, home will change, partnership will change, career will change. This is the dynamic of this cross. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. I want to look one more time to see if there's anything else. I do want to bring up the home one more time. Neptune's going to be here real soon, and this is going to grind away at home, family, foundation, and dissolving some more things, more topics that have to do with that until February of next year. This is a Neptune in the sign of Pisces dissolves, releases, lets go, and says, I need to let go, let flow, and I need soul healing. I need to create a healthy foundation for myself, create new traditions. All right, Kristen, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let me see. Nourish. Oh, great. Nourish, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you trusting me because your birth information is sacred. All right. I love when people are exact with their time because even a minute changes everything. And blurry St. Edmunds, United Kingdom. Okay, make sure I have the... All right. Nourish. You were born with a Grand Cross. Can we talk about that for just a hot second? Did you... Oh, wait a minute. Question. Career am I meant to be doing? Nothing has worked out in the last 6 years. Totally lost. Feels right. Financially successful. Oh, all right, Nourish. Okay. I don't know how much you know about your chart. So I'm going to just bring that up to just talk about what you've come in here to do. And Kristen, you are very welcome. Thank you, Kristen. All right, Nourish. So you were born with a Grand Cross. I don't know if you can see it, but I want you to look at this energy. So do you see this? And here, and here, 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 and here. So when we have a square to the nodes, these are your nodes, and when we have a square to the node, they call it a skip step or a misstep. Your nodes are at 14. So you have 2 degrees, I would say 2 degrees either way. So your sun is in a square and Jupiter is in a square. You have 2 missteps, 2 skip steps. That means that in this lifetime, if you believe in past lives, that you decided that as you move along with your life plan and everything that you're going to do, you chose to speed it up so that every time your moon and your south node is activated, your whole chart lights up with your home and partnerships and career. Every time your home, the sun is activated. Ding, ding, ding. It's like a pinball machine. Your partnership, you and your job is lit up. Every time your partnership gets activated, like literally, squares, this is a grand cross. And it's intense and it's hard. And it means life is either real easy or all of a sudden it's really hard. It's really confusion. It's what do I do and how do I do it? And so I totally understand the lost in what you're doing and what's going on. Keep in mind all of this as we talk about, and you're ruled by Mercury, by the way. So, oops, so sorry. Pay attention every single time Mercury stations retrograde because Mercury rules over you and it rules over your home, knowing that both of those areas will be affected 3 times a year. So it's intense. When Mercury stations retrograde, it activates you and it activates your home and then therefore affects your whole chart. I'm hoping that that makes sense. So let me pull up a bi-wheel to show you where we are with today. All right. So you have... Oh, that's right. You're having a birthday coming up. on the, like just about when somebody has a birthday at the eclipse, it means that their entire year ahead will be an eclipse year. So I would like you to buckle up and just say that there will be a lot of immediate changes that you will look back on and say, I never dreamed this. I couldn't believe this. This is happening so fast. So you have the sun ready to have this no a solar return, your birthday, and it will happen on September 9th. Now, the actual eclipse is September 7th. Within 2 days, you're still going to feel the energy. That means for the year ahead, your square is going to be activated, my friend. All of this. It's going to be, it's time. It's time for me to change. It's time for my partnership to change. It's time for me to release themes that have to do with home and focus on career and job and reputation and legacy. Now, having the sun in your fourth house is going to bring up all kinds of themes that have to do with Virgo, precision and service to others and refinement. I would look at this as self-care. The shadow side is criticism of self, of looking at anxiety and self-neglect. Now, knowing this, having to release, let go of fear, easier said than done. I'm just telling you what I see, but I'm telling you it's easier said than done coming from my perspective. That's going to be a major theme for your year ahead. Having the moon will be up here with the south node in the sign of Pisces. Piscean energy is about compassion and dreams and illusion and its connection to divine. It's about you surrendering and becoming the vessel for divine flow and releasing control over all areas of your life. Who you are, your partnerships, your home, your job, everything is shifting. Everything is like, think of it as someone has taken a deck of cards and has gone and thrown them out. Like, that's your life. And the universe is saying, it's okay. This is what we came here to do. We came to be readjusted at this time. The north node is the direction. I would look at like full moons in the sign of Pisces. It's tears, it's feelings, it's emotion, it's surrendering, it's knowing that the boundaries are dissolving and it's bringing healing to you, and it's having to be in tune or in alignment with a job, a reputation, your legacy, something for your job. A full moon here can be an award, a recognition, the loss of a job, you leaving a job, like surrendering and just saying, I can't do this anymore. This full moon will square your own nodes. Like, this is the 4 areas of your life squaring you and partnership. So whatever is going on with you and others, I'm going to add to this. I want to take you back to, where do I even start? Let's just go back a year, because in astrology, the themes are like, I'm doing my 2026 year ahead, and it doesn't start with January 1st and end with December 31st. I always try to explain to people that astrology is many different cycles, all in different motions at the same time. The sun is a solar return, so that's a year. Mars is a 2-year. Venus is an 8-year. And so all of these planets are floating around your chart, bringing about change at different times. And this is this cosmic moment that says, for the year, everything that you've done up to this point is now going to be, expect the unexpected, expect the shift. Be willing to... I had something like this happen to me, and I had a friend who said, you should hold on to nothing that is sacred. And I'm like, no, I like my traditions. I like this. I want to make this happen. Everything else in my life can change except for this, this, and this. And she said, really? Doesn't this say that you should let go? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of does. But there are some things that I know I can control. Okay, you can't. I now have learned from this, and now I know that Piscean energy is to let go and to let flow. It's to release and surrender. I want you to think about it as you're on this island and you're in a boat and a riptide pulls you out and all your stuff, all your people, all your whatever is on that island, and you are taken out and you are now floating to a new island. And when you land, that's the new island. And you can't go back because you're there. And so this is going to be your year of great change for you. And think of this as this opportunity to truly be in alignment. Are they all going to be easy? No. I'm not going to lie to you. Is it going to be amazing in the end? Yeah, because you're going to meet amazing people. It's going to change who you are. This is about healing the past. This is about being in more of an alignment of where can you belong without losing yourself, and you being the dreamer, you being the healer, knowing that you have to trust the divine current. Piscean energy is you being the jellyfish, and the jellyfish has to go wherever the water takes it. You wanting to have control over who you are, partnership, home, and job, and you will not have any. The universe is saying, no, I'm going to self-correct multiple times throughout the rest of this year. So I'm hoping all of this is making sense, Nourish, because it doesn't happen to some people. Never have it happen in their lifetime, and you have signed up for this. And anybody who has their birth date on an eclipse, it's just an amazing, it's a fast forward of your life. It just is, it's going to propel you further than you've ever been. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. So let me know in the queue. Is there any idea of what career I should follow? Absolutely. This is about healing. This is about you being in connection with other people. Pisces energy is about art and beauty, something that is beautiful to you, because art is in the eye of the beholder. Pisces, you have Jupiter here, like your natal. Oh, you don't even see it. Sorry. Let me bring your chart back. You have Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. It's not having a job for a very long time. It's floating from this job to this job to this job. And it needs to be with themes that have to do with beauty and nature and art and creativity and things that help you to feel connected to other people and to bring that joy and happiness to other people. To be in a job that is harsh or difficult, like let's say that to work at a prison, that would be horrible. To work in something that has to do with self-care, something that has to do with healing of others, anything that has to do with the healing arts, sound therapy, Reiki, anything that involves animals or involves care or art. This is about you being a nurturer, you needing a job that revolves around your intuition, your imagination, and sacred connection, artistic expression, merging your energy with the divine in order to support and help other people. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense. It's embodying compassion, anything that would have to do with healing arts, anything that can support others, will support you. All right, my friend. Thank you very much. And the North Node will be give it 6 more months, knowing that. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing in here. You just had Saturn come back into Pisces. Neptune's going to be here. I need to clear out this energy before I move forward, because what is gearing up for you is literally pushing you towards next spring. There's just going to be a lot of changes that are going to be going on this fall. All right, thanks, Nourish. Hopefully you are very welcome. I want to thank everybody for being here. I greatly appreciate all of you. If you are interested in a community with like-minded other individuals, definitely check out my Patreon. If you would like a personal consultation, you can always schedule that at Willow Grace Astrology. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody.